was it a sweep?
I don't know. Which game?
The Dodgers and the
Dodgers won Sunday.
Dodgers won Sunday. Oh, okay, yeah. And those were cool uniforms this weekend, wasn't it?
Oh, the black, I know.
Are you serious? You like those?
I liked them.
Me too. Me too.
No,
No?
no, I don't like them.
I bought one.
Good
man.
guys versus
Golly,
bad
now
guys.
You get a deal? You get a deal?
I thought they were cool. It was something new, you know?
They were new. I'll give them that.
We're ready.
Okay, y'all go.
All right.
We are calling to order the August 26th City of Colleyville Planning and Zoning meeting. We have one item for tonight. Before we get started here, I'm going to call roll. Commissioner Moore,
Here?
Commissioner Holt. Here. Commissioner Mattison is here. Let's get my pen to work. Commissioner Cook.
Here.
Commissioner Bevel.
Here.
And Commissioner Elms is absent this evening. Okay, now if everyone can please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for the privilege of serving the beautiful community of Colleyville. As we gather here this evening, may our decisions be made in the best interest of the community and our fellow citizens. We pray your blessings on this city and each person who takes time to serve. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Pledge
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Since this is a meeting, and a public meeting with a public hearing, I'd like to invite any individuals who are here that would like to come forward and speak on items that are not on the agenda. Not having one come forward, we're going to go ahead and move on to the item that we have this evening. All right, this item was tabled from the August 12th, 2019 meeting. It was the consideration of a replat for Lot 1, Block 1 of the Pano Brothers Edition, being a replat of a portion of the Lot 7, Block 1 of the Pleasant Oaks Estates, located at 809 Shelton Drive, case number PC 19010. I would like to request that someone please make a motion to remove this item from the table.
I make a motion that we remove this item from the table.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we are voting to remove case number PC 19010 from the table as it was tabled August 12th. Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Holt.
Aye.
Commissioner Mattison votes aye. Commissioner Cook.
Aye.
Commissioner Bevel.
Aye.
Thank you. This item is removed from the table. Right.
Okay, this is a consideration for a replat for the property located at 809 Shelton Drive. It's case PC 19010. This is an aerial map which shows where the property is located off of Pleasant Run and Shelton Drive. And the zoning map, the property is zoned R40, single-family residential. It is a tract, and it is developed with a single-family home which is being demolished, so a new single-family residential home may be built. And then the properties around it, as you can see, are zoned R40, and then across Pleasant Run are zoned Ag as well. Future land use map shows this to be residential. They are With the plat before you, there's a couple considerations for plat waivers for the lot size, dropping down to 38,676 square feet due to the taking of some of the right-of-way, as well as the lot width dropping to 134 feet. And then this is the plat exhibit, which shows exactly those dimensions and its location. And this is a civil plan showing where the new single-family home would be going on the lot. This is the notification map. We sent notices to the surrounding adjacent properties, and staff did not receive any responses. In summary, staff does recommend approval of the replat with plat waivers for lot area and lot width. The request will allow development of a single-family home on the property.
Okay, so really the only reason this is before us tonight is it's already zoned R40, and the minimum lot area is just shy of the 40,000, and the width is just shy of the 150 feet. Otherwise, this property would not have to be replatted, is that correct?
It would have been, it's okay. It would have been platted with, through a, it would, had it met everything, it would have been done administratively through staff.
Okay, so it would have been a minor plat.
That's correct.
Okay. Okay. All right, and I think, let's see. Well, we're really just talking about the plat, but I know that there were some concerns about drainage and some other things. Were those addressed? And if you don't know, that's fine, because the applicant's here, so I can,
Yeah, so we do have this exhibit that shows preliminarily where the house is being proposed and what improvements are proposed. We will do a detailed analysis during the building permit review process.
okay,
And our city engineer's office will take a look at it as well, and if there's any issues that need to be addressed, they'll have to be done before the permit can be issued.
okay, good. I like that. Okay, any questions for staff?
Is there, can you go back? Is that a pond on the property?
Yeah, my guess is going to be a dry pond, so more detention than anything
I don't
else.
think so. I'm sorry. I think not. I think that was part
I
of
guess the
this.
applicant will have to answer that.
Not planned to be a dry pond.
Okay.
Provide on-site dirt for the building pad to be raised. The lot is low right now. It receives most of the drainage from Beverly and Shelton, all the way from Bransford down to the east.
Okay,
So it will detain water there, but it will be used for irrigation purposes as well.
okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot to ask you to state your name
Oh.
and address for the public record.
Ryan Pano.
Okay,
So it actually will become a pond when you remove the dirt to level the property?
Yes,
Okay. And I'm assuming there'll be aeration and all of that to
Yes.
keep the water moving and,
yes.
okay. Okay, and that would have to be, wouldn't that be part of the permitting process as well, Ben?
That's right.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure.
so the pond is going to be facing Pleasant Run, is that correct?
Yes,
And the house, as you propose it, it's going to be facing Shelton?
yes.
Okay, good. All right. Okay. Anyone else have any questions for the applicant? What is the, looking at the drawing here, the plans here, what is in the right-hand corner, there's something that's kind of outlined with, I don't really know what I'm looking at here. It's outlined with sort of a,
Looks like a cloud.
yeah, like a cloud, yes, exactly. I'm not familiar with that symbolism.
I can't zoom in on what the,
It's circled 25-foot building line. And it has an addendum too, which should be,
So I think on that one, so as part of the review, you guys might recall on the north side of Shelton, a similar situation where it had similar variance requests or plat waiver requests. One of the conditions was that the house face Shelton on that one.
Right.
Another condition was that it had a full rear setback on that side adjacent to the next house. And so they may have identified that as a discrepancy between what is shown on the plat and this plan. Ultimately, what is being proposed and under consideration is a 40-foot setback off of that. That would be the west property line. And so even on this exhibit that's on your screen, they would have to modify that to a 40-foot build line.
Okay.
So that may be what they've done, is just identified that there's a discrepancy there.
Okay, I'm gonna pull this up, see if I can find it here.
I just like to clarify though, the 25-foot build line is what the zoning calls for there.
The R40 does have a 40-foot build line, and with the property on the north side of Shelton, it was negotiated to be a 40-foot setback because it was adjacent to the next property that has a house. And I think that's what was also identified for this one, just to match what we had on the north side.
Okay, because my addendum here from the city, the Colleyville Land Development Code, shows the front setbacks to be 40 for R40. Each side would be 15, and the rear would be 25.
That is the standard zoning.
Okay,
I mean, that is something that we can discuss. I'm just saying, for context, on the north side,
okay,
the city council approved it with a 40-foot setback on that west side, and that's why it's shown on the plat exhibit as 40 feet.
okay.
Which, if you look at your plan, it should give you still plenty of room. Your house should work.
Well, my only concern is that we've given up a lot of the first waiver for the plat is because the minimum footage isn't met, and that's because of a dedication of 12 and a half feet along 400 some odd feet of property line. I've agreed to face the house to Shelton, so I just want to be cognizant of the fact that the lot is getting constricted in every direction already. And while it might not seem like it impact the house, it may impact future usability because the zoning is permanent. So I think that I would just request that it stays what I propose because of the lots to the to the west.
So is this what you propose?
What I
we're looking
propose is
at?
25 feet, yes.
I think that's what it shows, 25
Yes.
build line that.
So, I'm not sure where there's a discrepancy.
So
I just want to make sure that I'm very clear.
Yeah, so as part of the approval, if you're good with the 25-foot setback, you would just make that as part of the motion and vote on that.
And what were you proposing otherwise?
Well, as in our initial conversations, and it may have been more with the surveyor, we had given the context of the lot on the north side of Shelton, and that lot was approved with a 40-foot setback requirement off of the west property line.
40 foot from the rear or the side?
The way that we analyze these lots is that the front is of the narrower dimension, so which would be the Pleasant Run side.
Oh, okay.
So that makes the west side the technical rear. So that was always shown as 25 feet. With that lot on the north, the city council increased it up to 40 feet.
Okay, but here it says the minimum, if that's the case, then for Pleasant Run would be the front yard, right? And so it doesn't really look to me like there's an issue because the minimum rear yard setback is 25 feet, which is what he's
But if you look at the plat exhibit, it does identify a 40-foot build line. And that's where I was saying, in our conversations during the
That was a
plat
result,
review, the surveyor probably put that on,
Okay.
given
as a
what
result of
happened on
staff
the north.
comments,
Okay,
that 40 foot.
so are you comfortable with this?
I'm
Is this
comfortable with 25 feet.
25 feet?
Yes, what the
Okay.
zoning, what the land development code shows, because I've already got 2 basic front yard setbacks being on the corner lot. I've got 40 feet.
That's
about
right.
12 and a half of right-of-way given up on each direction, plus 40 on each street as well.
Right,
So it does limit, we're talking about quite a bit of setback on 2 streets there, so.
oh, yes, okay, I understand. So the minimum front yard, so do we have 40 feet where the pond is, the front row? Yeah, we do, I can see it.
Yeah,
So
yep, so, yeah, we have 40 on the Pleasant Run side, 40 on the Shelton Drive side. There is 15 feet on the south side, and the plat shows 40 feet, but the applicant would prefer the 25 feet, and is asking for the 25 feet, which is what the zoning requires.
And do you have a map view of this?
Like an aerial photo?
Yeah.
you're talking about?
There it is.
So you're talking about a setback of 25 feet in lieu of 40 feet on the Pleasant Run side?
No, it's
No,
not, it's not
no,
really
it's-
in lieu of, just on the opposite
west
side of the lot, the
Oh,
west
on the
side,
other side?
opposite of Pleasant Run, so.
Okay,
So
okay.
Facing 805.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Okay, I think I'm clear about this. Anyone have any questions?
And it's the,
Actually, I do have a question. In terms of the square footage of the home that you plan on building, what is that? If you can remind me.
Just over 4,000 right now, right around 4,000.
Okay. One story or two?
2.
Two, I would think so, okay.
Yes.
Okay,
and the build line facing 5916, that is 15 feet, and your plan is to build to that.
Yes.
anyone else have any questions for the applicant?
Question?
I think
Thank
we're
you.
good for now. Thank you, appreciate you. Okay. Since this is a public hearing, I'm going to open the public hearing. Public hearing is open. Having no cards and having no one here, I am going to close the public hearing. Public hearing is closed. Okay, just a formality. Okay, I'd like to open up conversation, discussion, questions with my fellow commissioners.
I guess I'd like to better understand why it was in the, I'm getting my north, south, east, west mixed up, but why that 25-foot build line setback was changed to 40, and what's the history of that?
Yeah, so it all goes back to the lot on the north side of Shelton. It was a single tract that went through the plat process that included plat waivers for area and lot width. As part of the conversation, the city council increased that to 40 feet on that west side.
For this one property?
For just the one on the north. And so in our conversations during the review of this plat, we identified that happened with that lot, and I think the surveyor just went ahead and moved it to 40 feet, but it sounds like the property owner would prefer to have the 25 feet. And so that would be the one difference that between what we see on this plat and what you could also consider. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. So it's not gonna true up like the other property. It's just a,
Yeah, so I guess one thing, so if you look at the lots to the south of this corner lot, those also face Pleasant Run, and so their front is on that side, and the rear would also be a 25-foot setback on that west property boundary for each of those.
Okay. So 805 would have the same setback. The properties adjacent to 805 will have the same setback for both 809 and 5916, should this be approved.
Right, if you approve it at 25 feet,
Okay.
yes. And then the same with 5912 as well.
Okay.
Leave it aside, if you don't mind. I think the properties to the west on Shelton would actually be closer to the property lines, because those would be true side yard setbacks for them. So they're gonna be 15 feet, I think, on some of them as you go to the west. Like 80.
Right. Yeah, so
801.
Well, yeah, I was talking about 805.
Okay.
So all three, assuming this is approved, then all three properties would have a setback of 25 feet, straight down to facing up, well, not facing.
No, they're
but
40, they should be 40
adjacent.
feet to the Shelton Drive.
well, I think what she's saying is, if you take 809, your lot, and then the two south of there,
Oh, to the south, okay.
they'll all have a 25 feet if they approve the 25 feet. Whereas
Which is,
Yeah, okay.
if you also get the
See.
25 feet, it'll be in line with those.
right.
The fronts on both, I do know that the fronts, both fronts on my proposed plan, 809 Shelton, are relatively in line with homes in both directions on both.
Right,
streets.
yeah, which is what I was trying to avoid, is having this jagged, these jagged
Setbacks, yeah.
Yeah.
setbacks,
Okay.
I just, yeah.
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
sorry. If I was out of turn.
Yep, no, it's fine. Okay. I think I'm comfortable with this.
And I guess that is a good point also. I wasn't even thinking about this before, but you can see the properties on the north side of Shelton maintain the agricultural district. That district actually does have a 40-foot setback, so I guess that is a difference between the two. Whereas this has a R40, which is a 25-foot rear setback.
Okay, but that's on the other side, so, oh, I see what you're saying, on the other side of Shelton.
Right.
Yeah, because they're ag.
So I think, yeah, as I think about it more, they did request a change of zoning on that lot, and it did not pass, and so then it required the plat waivers. And I think originally they were requesting a smaller rear setback, but because the property to the north maintained the ag as well, which has a 40-foot setback, I think that may have been the reasoning for increasing that one up to 40 feet. So now we look on the south side, it's a different scenario with all of the properties having the R40,
Yeah,
which is the
different.
25-foot.
Yeah, different scenario, different zoning,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, good. Any more questions? Claudia, do you have any questions or
I
concerns?
don't.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Questions, concerns? Okay, I think I'm good with this. Okay, being that no one else has any questions, and I think that we've had our discussions, unless there's anyone else has anything else they'd like to say, I'd like to request a motion to vote on this case, please.
I make a motion to approve case PC 19-010 to include a 25-foot setback on the west side of the property.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. Okay, all right. We are voting to approve case number PC 19-010. Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Holt?
Aye.
Commissioner Matheson votes aye. Commissioner Cook?
Aye.
Commissioner Bevel?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, very good. Having no other agenda items this evening, we are adjourned.
See ya. I know, huh?